These things used to be so expensive, but now you can pick up a bunch of them and just have them going off everywhere. What is going on? If you're new around here, my name is Finn Badgley. I'm a commercial fashion portrait photographer and content creator. And today I'm talking to you about a lovely piece of gear that I always like to carry with me in my bag, as it always does help in a pinch. And that is a good old-fashioned speed light. Now, here's the thing. This was the first speed light that I ever picked up. It is a Canon 320EX, I believe it was 300, 350 at the time that I picked this bad boy up. It's not Canon's flagship 600EX, but at the time I was just starting out and just wanted something to spice up my lighting a little bit, as I was just kind of learning how to light different things and thought I would get into the realm of speedlights. And it's not bad. You can spin it around, you can tilt it all the way, zoom it in and out. The one thing is it doesn't have the different manual controls of the power, but that was okay. The power output wasn't super huge, but it was enough to get the job done, and it served me well for many years. It also has a little funky LED if you need a little accent light for video, which has came in handy once or twice. Now, here's the thing. To add to my lighting arsenal alongside my strobes, to work within that system, I like having a couple of these guys around. This is a Godox TT600. It's basically a rebrand of those more expensive flagship flashes by Canon, Nikon, Sony, all the big boys in the field there. But the thing is, this guy was a fraction of the price for something like $50. I'm not sponsored by any of these companies. This is just my experience and how maybe it can help you, especially if you are looking to get some speedlights and stuff like that. These guys are super helpful. I used to do real estate photography, and that would help light up a room whenever it was dim, or just to give some more flattering lighting there. Additionally, I've done a bunch of event photography and whatnot, and that is great for just firing that guy into the ceiling, lighting up the room nicely, and then you are good to go. It also has these little pull-out cards if you want to bounce it. You get the nice catch light in the eye, or a little diffuser there to kind of diffuse the light a little bit, make it a little more flattering. I don't really like having these guys fire straight on. Sometimes that's the look that you're going for, but I always like personally to bounce it up into the ceiling or off a white surface, illuminate the space nicely. Now, I also like using these alongside my larger, more powerful strobes as a little accent light, as something that if I need a little more ambience in the room, I'll just stick one of these off to the side, especially if we're in a tight space and I don't have the ability to add a full other strobe in there. These are super portable and very handy for those situations. Now, here's the thing. For what I originally paid for this guy, I would have 3 or 4, maybe even 5 of these. And the other thing about this is I also have a little funky adapter here, and with that adapter I can magnetically mount a whole bunch of these different accessories on there. Now, the one downside to both of these is they are powered by AA's, but all these companies and other lighting brands are coming out with different flashes and speedlights that are lithium ion powered, if that's something that you would prefer. Especially, it's a little easier on the environment in that instance. But with that said, the round head does give a nice look, and this kind of acts like that Gary Fong dome sort of thing, but you have different attachments on there. You got grids, barn doors, all that sort of stuff, just to make it very versatile, especially for an on-the-go setup. Now, speaking of those Gary Fong domes that you see on top of flashes everywhere, when I was just using this guy as my main run and gun flash, especially for the different types of photography that I was doing when I was starting out and what have you, I didn't really feel like spending $100 on a diffuser to go over top of the speedlight here. So I just took a little frosted Tupperware container, cut a hole in the bottom of it, and just slid that guy right on there, pop it on top of the camera, and that will create a nice diffusion inside of there, and you are set. It's going to give a nice soft flattering light and basically do the same thing that the Gary Fong Dome, this magnetic diffuser, all of those, they basically do the same thing. This just looks not quite as refined, which if you're starting out, that's okay. And actually this is how the Gary Fong Dome was created, just by cutting a hole in some Tupperware and then adapting that into a product for us photographers. So that's also a easy DIY setup if you want to create a diffuser for your flash, especially if you don't want to spend a bunch of money on one, or if you just want something to have as a backup in a pinch. These create a really nice soft light that illuminates the room and makes it a lot more flattering than if you were just straight on. And it even makes it better than if you were shooting right up into the ceiling, because it creates a nice kind of globe of light that illuminates everything very nicely. Sometimes I will still even go back to this in a pinch just because it works so well. But for the most part, I do rely on these guys now, especially because they do work with the same transmitter that I have for my strobes. So that way I can put them off camera and really harness the power there, where I'm then able to have them in different scenarios and really light up my scene nicely. If you're interested in learning more about flash photography, especially with on and off camera flash, learning the differences between the two and how to use them to the best of your ability, I am actually making a new Skillshare course talking all about that, and when that is live, I will be sure to link it down below, so watch for that. This isn't sponsored by Skillshare, but I have been a teacher on their platform for a little bit now, and I like sharing what I can with all of you. It allows me to create longer form, more in-depth videos walking you through a process, really breaking it down. So feel free to check me out there, as I have some more courses coming, especially related to flash photography and that sort of thing. Now, with all of that said, I hope you enjoyed this video and got some value out of it. If you did, be sure to drop a like, leave a comment. If you like this video and you want to see more flash photography tips and different things you can do to up your photography. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bell to be notified when I post new videos so you never miss an upload. Work hard, rest often, and as always, I will see you on the next one. Like, I'm not even touching it. Just using this. Look at that go.